Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World. An honest talk about the RV lifestyle, travel, costs, tips, and everything you need to know. Each week, we'll bring you the best and most helpful info, travel hacks, and answer your camping questions. Now, here's your host, Larry McNamara, CEO of Giant Recreation World.
Wow, episode 17 of the RV Hour. I'm Larry McNamara, CEO, Giant Recreation World, 3 locations. Where are they?
Winter Garden, Palm Bay, and Ormond Beach.
That's a fact, Jack. And we're a major player in this major market.
Oh, we are.
Even though they got the big boys trying to snipe us down.
They try.
They can't. We have too many things going for us, like all our Y-buys.
Oh, man, our Y-buys really kill it over everybody else.
That's a fact.
Sure.
That's a fact. And I don't know of other dealers that do a podcast similar to this. So
No, not at all.
I don't think they do. That means, they don't talk the talk. They don't walk the walk.
They do not know what is happening.
We do all with RVs and RV accessories, RV repairs, RV rentals.
That's right.
Golf carts.
Golf carts.
Complete workovers of golf cart sales.
Service part.
EV bikes are now available. So, and they're high quality, super high quality that actually fold up so you can put them in a storage bin.
Seems like they keep going with all the RVs. A couple of the people that buy these new RVs, they like the electric bikes.
They do. We're using them as a closing tool. In other words, would you buy today if I threw in this $2,000 EV bike?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Something to put in the toy hauler. Yeah.
So if you listen to last week, we were talking about batteries.
Yes.
And I believe I taught you a few things about just the batteries in general in the RV.
That you did.
Because we were talking about primarily the RV battery.
Right.
See, travel trailers only have RV batteries because they don't have any engines to start, like your car.
Yep, that's it.
Now, the motorized RVs have two different kind of batteries. One's the starting battery for the engine.
Okay.
And that one's a high amp, but it won't last super long.
Gotcha.
So, So if you ever been out there and your car won't start, and the more you do that starter, the weaker and slower it goes. That's because it's made for that quick jolt and not made to be continued use.
Okay.
All right. But to properly maintain that, because there's so many different ones, and anymore they're what they call non-serviceable.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But so you have to read your owner's manual and find out what you got. And if you get an RV from us, we show you all that kind of stuff before you take it. But so we were talking about the RV batteries, which are deep sea marine batteries.
Marine batteries. That's what I remember.
And I don't recall telling everybody this, but some manufacturers use 6 volts.
Okay.
In series, so they can change it to 12 volt.
Okay.
Some of them use a 12 volt. Some of them have a couple 12 volts that are in series or parallel. See,
that run. Okay.
So it depends however you hook them up. One way, you just keep them in line, and they don't add to the voltage, but they add to the length it'll last.
Okay.
So.
And then when it runs parallel, that means like all of them are one shot. Boom.
Right.
Okay.
They'll continually draw from each of those batteries.
One as a time. Okay.
Evenly, and
it's pretty interesting.
In series, that's when you hook the negative to the positive to the negative, and now you have a new negative positive, and now it's those 2 6 volts are combined to 12 volt. But because they're 6 volt batteries, they have really big cells, so they also last a long time.
Okay.
But they still have to you have to have 2 of them.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you need a bigger storage area, so not all manufacturers offer that.
Gotcha.
And
I'm sure weight and all that stuff too, it adds more. Yeah.
That's true. I think we talked about you have to inspect your batteries.
Yes.
For corrosion. And I told you all some things to look for with that.
Yes.
There are products you can buy to keep them from corroding.
Yeah.
Whether it be like you kind of spray it on.
Okay.
Or if some of it, I've even seen like an oil or a grease kind of stuff you put on them.
Okay. And you should always have a wire brush in your toolbox.
Wire brush is a great thing.
Yeah, man.
If you're a mechanic, you actually have a tool made to clean the terminal. Inside the inside of the cable and the outside on the battery post.
Oh, wow.
So.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen one that's kind of like a cap for it. And that goes on and just scrapes it off. Yeah.
And you take the cap off and you move it around, and it's got a thing that reams out the inside of the terminal.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So very cool.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, man.
We talked about how to clean it.
Cool.
You know what else we talked about? What kind of water you use, and you got that absolutely right. Distilled water.
Distilled water. Yeah.
Did you know that one of the options on our golf carts that have the deep cycle marine batteries
Okay.
is basically it's an easy way to fill the water, where you just hook up to one outlet and you push a button and it adds water to all the batteries.
Oh,
To the proper
level of it. Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, that's nice.
That's real easy.
Yeah.
And folks, don't ever overfill the batteries. It's so easy to do if you're not watching it.
Well, kind of short it out in a sense if it's over.
It'll what they call it won't operate properly, so
okay.
it won't last as long as it should.
That's it.
It'll just be trouble.
Okay.
Trouble. And many of the appliances in your RV needs a really good amount, like a minimum of a constant 11.5 volt.
Oh, wow.
Constant.
Constant.
So you don't get that, then they'll mess up.
Oh, okay. So even if you have your 6 volts, one of them's dying. And
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You have to have at least a steady
11.5. Oh,
minimum.
very interesting.
A lot of the appliances won't work if it's low battery,
Lower than that.
because it doesn't want to leave you stranded with
Right,
zero.
right. So it shuts those off so that you have a little something.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's great.
But just like a flashlight, when the flashlight starts getting starts not being bright, it's not long for this world, folks. So by that time, usually you're probably gone too far.
Yeah. You see a dim flashlight, it's time to change those batteries. Okay.
The motorhomes have a switch on the dash, by the way, where if forever your engine battery was dead,
Okay.
so you're trying to leave camp and it just won't start, just clicks, that click sound.
Right.
There's a button on the dash that you push, and it hooks all the batteries in your coach all together.
Oh,
And that will get you going. It's called an emergency start switch.
very cool. That
So,
is a great emergency
That is a
switch.
great thing.
Oh, man.
And all the time your unit is plugged in, it's charging that coach battery. If you have ceiling or solar panels, they're charging the coach battery if you're not plugged in.
Oh, that's
If your generator's running, it's charging the coach battery. If your engine's running, it's charging the engine battery and the coach battery.
wow.
So again, there's a lot of things we have to tell people not to forget. Like if they have a battery disconnect switch, which is primarily used for when you're storing your RV.
Okay.
And you have that engaged where it's in don't use mode.
Yeah.
When you plug your coach in, your lights and everything will work. But guess what's not happening? Your engine, your battery's not charging, and it shouldn't affect the engine battery. Although those also have disconnectors.
Oh, okay.
But I'm talking about the coach part. It won't charge, even though you think so, because your lights are on and everything. It just the battery out.
Sitting. Gotcha.
Again, you have to make sure that that's in use mode.
Okay.
I tell people to do that before they plug in.
Yeah, I remember when we went over the storage checklist of all the different things to do. That was one of the main things to activate. Yeah, man.
That's a fact. And I think last week we left off with how to test your battery.
Yes.
If you take your battery out and you physically take it to a Pep Boys or one of those places, they will put it on what I call a toaster, which will put a draw to the battery to see if it's still good.
Got the proper power. Yeah. If you put your tongue to it, does it?
I don't recommend that at all.
Please do not put your tongue on that.
But they make little things that you stick inside each cell, and you suck the water into it, and some of them have a little dial that goes up to good or whatever. Some have different colored balls, and they float at different levels.
Oh, that's great.
And you have to translate that to what the battery is good or bad.
Okay.
What you're looking for are dead cells.
Gotcha.
So if you have a dead cell, you just have to replace the battery. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but we sell batteries in our locations, and usually they're decent deals. So because we buy them from a distributor more than anybody. So
gotcha.
And we certainly try to be competitive.
Oh, I'm sure. Yes, sir.
But, always you can shop Walmart. That's another good place that has all kinds of batteries and the Pep Boys of the world and all the automobile places.
I know they usually have just that basic battery tester just to throw it all there.
Yeah, that's right.
You got the proper voltage.
We do not give you a core back or anything. So again, you have to go to one that's a real battery dealer for that.
Gotcha.
Again, those tests are important.
Yeah, man.
And sometimes those batteries are hard to get to.
Yes.
I know some of the manufacturers, the actual battery is underneath You have to crawl underneath it, undo a box, and it's very heavy. And yeah, it's some of them are. It's almost like a secondary thought.
Yeah, man, you ain't kidding. I'm sure a lot of people aren't even aware there is a second battery on there.
You know, Giant Recreation World offers great service, and we're very, very fair because we're flat rate. That means each job has a specific amount of time that it pays the technician to do, and that's what we charge the customer. If it takes us twice that long, guess what? You don't pay twice.
You don't pay it twice as much.
Unless there's some extenuating circumstances, such as it's rusted shut or something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
something.
But we're going to tell you.
Something extra. Yeah, right. We'll give you the heads up before we get started.
Okay, sir, you know how rusty your unit is? Yeah, well, it's ate up your battery box, and we can't get it apart, so we're going to have to cut it with a torch, and it's a little bit out over and above what we estimated. You know. Now, when you charge these, it's just like in the old days with old cell phones.
Okay.
Do you remember when they said to make sure you totally discharge this battery?
Yes, let it die before you
charge it back up?
Yeah.
Now, a deep cycle marine battery is not really like that.
Oh, good.
It's
That's a good thing to hear.
It's made to be continuously charged and discharged.
Oh, okay.
And all that. Now, the engine batteries, not so.
Not the same.
Right.
And that's the difference. There you go. Okay.
But you'll always, the best charge is just like what comes from your converter, which is what when you plug in, it powers that converter, which charges your batteries and operates all the 12-volt in it.
Yeah.
Without using your battery.
Oh, okay.
Again, the power converter converts the 110 power to 12-volt power to work all your lights and all that kind of stuff.
Bam.
But when you charge it, a slow trickle charge is the best.
Okay.
You know, if you have your own home charger, you know, which like I do, I got from I think I got it from the Walmart or something like that.
All right.
It has different settings.
Right.
And thank goodness it's kind of smart. So when I hook it up to a battery, at least it knows what kind of battery it is. So I don't have to tell it 6-volt or 12-volt or motorcycle or any of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I can do there's basically the low charge, which is the trickle charge. Doesn't mean it's not going to charge it as much.
Right.
It's just not going to charge it as fast.
Okay. Gotcha.
Then you have the medium, and then you have it for if you want to start like your engine battery. It's a super charge, kind of, you know.
Oh.
So it's made to be hooked onto the battery and start the engine. So
Bam.
again, you don't want to use that as your charger, though.
Right.
Improper charging can boil those cells, which will make them go bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then ruin the whole battery, and
It can. And you'll know it, by the way, if you inspect a battery and it's kind of bulged out,
right.
kind of like a can that's been left in the freezer. So
yes.
That's
what it is. That's a bad, faulty battery.
How do you damage that battery? It's replace it. Yeah. So there you go. And always shop for replacements, and always return the batteries to a battery place, the old ones because you cannot throw those in the dumpsters.
Right. Proper disposable.
Super toxic, yeah. And they actually refurbish batteries.
Okay.
They'll use all the parts to that old battery to make new ones. So
very nice.
Again, it's good for the environment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Even if they don't give you money for it, they'll take it.
They'll at least take it
without
care of
charging you. Kind of like if you used engine oil or whatever.
Yeah, you have to pay to get rid of it.
To get rid of that.
Yes, sir. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, man.
Yeah, right. So
all right. So what else you got?
Hey, batteries are batteries. In the travel trailers, they're always located on the front A-frame.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time.
I
can't ever say always.
All the time, yeah. Depending on the manufacturer.
There are some manufacturers that actually make a nice little compartment for it, you know.
Oh, so it's like in a lock box thing?
Yeah, a lock box or a compartment.
Oh, okay.
Some of them are actually like underneath one of the storage areas in a plastic vented apparatus.
Oh,
but yeah, that's if like some RVs have a portable generator mounted on the front, so you don't have room for the batteries up there.
Gotcha.
So they'll figure out a way to do that.
Okay.
And then fifth wheels, the batteries are usually in the very front compartment, so they're easily accessible, but they are out.
A little different, yeah.
Yeah, but they always are in that cocooned little vented carrier. So,
carrier box. Yeah.
Batteries emit gases and stuff when they're charging.
Oh, okay.
They're not good for you.
I never knew that. It emits gases when it's charging. Really? Oh, man. Never knew.
Absolutely. So I'm teaching you all
I'll tell you, that's a good one there. Yeah, that was something new for the day.
In the Class A and even the Class C motorhomes, most of the time those RV batteries are located under the step well. One of the steps will lift up and you can access the battery.
Oh, and it's just right underneath
Right
there.
underneath there.
Oh, there you go.
Now I have seen them up underneath the passenger side pilot area.
Okay.
Those are very extremely hard to get to.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Is that like remove the seat and everything, or from
No,
underneath?
you have to go
Underneath the carriage. Oh, wow.
into the box, and then it falls on. Down, you got to catch it, and it's a steel box. It's got a big heavy battery. So yeah, again, that's when you just take it to the shop.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's not something you should mess with, for sure.
Yeah, and bad weather, batteries can freeze. Just like you see on the news. Don't take your Tesla up in the snow because it
Might not work so well.
It don't work so good. Again, those are the little issues that I'm wanting them to figure out before I start having buy-in for that kind of
Yeah. Oh, you're kidding. Does the marine cycle battery, does that work better in weather conditions than regular car battery? Is it same?
It's the same, I'd say.
Yeah.
Not to the extreme as the Tesla.
Right. I'm sure it's got a little bit.
It may discharge a little bit faster if it's extremely cold out.
Gotcha.
But, again, because the charging process actually warms the batteries, you can tell a battery that's charging by just touching it.
Oh,
it can be warm. It'll be
warm. Yeah.
like I said. And if it's getting to the total charge, that's when it starts emitting more of the gases that you can actually smell. Oh, it smells like burning acid, kind of.
Yeah.
So again, in use, I don't think there's an issue.
Okay.
Which is different than the Tesla.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they don't charge themselves when they're being in use.
That's right.
Plug them into the charge station, right?
Yeah. All right. So, what do you got today?
I'm going to make room for a special guest here, and he's a big muckety muck there at the Thor.
Whoa!
Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back after the short message.
Why celebrate Mom for only one day in May? Giant Recreation World's offering the best prices all month long to promote quality family time enjoying the RV lifestyle. No money down and no payments for 90 days for qualified buyers. No hidden fees ever. Get a lifetime warranty and VIP perks. And showroom specials. Trade almost anything and get more for your trade than anywhere else. Or rent an RV with all the bells and whistles. Check out the Giant Recreation World near you today in Winter Garden, Destination Daytona in Palm Bay. Or online at giantrecreationworld.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Larry McNamara with the RV Hour podcast. I am the CEO of Giant Recreation World. Now, I'm sure if you found this podcast, you know we have 3 locations. One's in Palm Bay. That's where we are right now having this, we're doing this live podcast that's not live to you, but it is live to me.
It's live. Right now.
Yeah. We have a location in Ormond Beach. And we have one in Winter Garden, our original one that was founded in 1976 by my dear old dad, Don McNamara, rest in peace. So with that means, I guess what we got going on today? What do you have today? I have a special guest.
Hey,
guess what? Introduce yourself, Mr. Mullen.
how you doing? I'm Kevin Mullis with Thor Motor Coach. I'm the Southeastern Regional Product Manager. I manage 6 different gas lines with Thor.
Good God, you guys are just. How can you do that? How can you manage 6 different lines? Because each line has different stuff.
Each line has a different stuff. And
what are these lines? What are these lines you're talking about?
I do
Only the ones that we sell.
I manage your Miramar product. I manage your Challenger product.
Yeah.
And that's what I manage for you, Larry.
No Indigos?
No Indigo. That's James.
Well, he was talking about doing that, but
and that's a really good product.
Well,
It's a really nice product.
All right. Well, we won't talk about the other brands that you represent, but I think we have the best of the brands.
I do. You carry your benchmark. You
That's
carry
right.
your top of the line stuff, and that's what your customers deserve.
Now, we had a discussion a few weeks ago with George Grimm, who did touch on some of those products.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he touches all of them. I guess.
He manages everything.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my boss.
Yeah, and his boss is his son.
His boss is his son, which is everybody's boss.
We talked about that. That was pretty funny to me.
Yeah, I know. I know.
See, I was never the boss of my father.
No, exactly.
I wish I was sometimes. because I would have fired him. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You would.
Everybody, I'm kidding. You know that.
I met your father years ago. He's a great man.
He was a straight shooter, told you what he wanted, and if you did it, he told you good job. And if you didn't, he fired you.
That's
All right, Kevin.
Yes.
What's the trend in the higher end gas coaches? Because everything you're talking about is pretty higher end.
Yeah, it is. We do some unique things at Thor Motor Coach, and a lot of people, they might come into the dealership and they're looking at a diesel pusher motor,
Right.
not realizing that the cost is $150,000 higher than and that has nothing to do with anything but chassis.
Right.
And engine and transmission costs, and then cost of ownership as well. Where oil change costs go from $350 to $1,800, and so forth and so on. But when you have coaches like that Challenger that we sell a ton of here,
Yeah.
that Challenger is for that customer that wants all the creature comforts of a diesel pusher and all of the high end features that come in the motorhome in a gas motorhome.
Yeah.
And with the new V8, Larry, I mean to tell you, it's amazing.
They got power.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I have a new Lincoln Navigator, and it has a V6 that has got more gumption. How about we call it gumption than the V8s? And so of course it's twin turbo and all that. But again, it gets better mileage, and I think that's the idea. That's why we got away from the V10. I think.
Well, the V10, it had a 20-year run, man.
Sure.
It was 99 to 2019, and in all reality, it was a 6.8 liter. The new V8's a 7.3.
Right.
And then, the V10 had 305 horsepower, 405 foot-pounds of torque. But this new V8 has 350 horsepower and 468 foot-pounds of torque. And, it'll run you 70 miles an hour up any hill in this country.
Yeah, and I tell people just go 65 or you get bad mileage.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
You know what?
That's true.
I actually tell them about the same thing. And in Florida, that's about right.
Right.
In all reality, it's about 2,100 RPMs or less. And in Florida, that's going to run you, 60 to 65 miles an hour because we're flat here.
That's fact. That's fact.
We are flat.
Although if you're down in the Keys, you're going up north, you're going uphill.
You're going uphill. You're right. You are going uphill. It's only 15 foot above sea level, but it is uphill.
Sometimes you're going downhill, but most times you're going up. But very impressive, very impressive. So tell us, is our relationship strong? Are we doing a good job for Thor?
Oh, let me tell you, man, we're so happy to be with your family and be a part of your family.
Yeah.
And I know the support that we give your organization and you give our organization. It's a great marriage.
It is.
It really is.
It's a lot like a marriage, folks.
It is.
There is some drama sometimes, but most of the time it's perfect. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, it is.
Yes, sir.
And
Mutual respect.
I like to have a great relationship with your sales staff and your management staff because they call me, when they're up in a motorhome with a customer or something like that, and I'm able to reiterate what they're talking about and kind of add a little icing to the cake.
Well, what you bring to the table is something that they all need, and that's I have a customer that's looking at your product, but he's also looking at this. Can you tell us something about that? Because I don't know anything about that product.
Exactly.
So there you go. Yeah. That's what they bring to the table, and that's what it's worth its weight in gold, especially if you'll answer the phone when you're called. That's awesome.
Right. That's right.
That means a lot to us, folks.
The customer needs that knowledge. They need to have that information right away.
That's fact. So I don't know a lot about the Miramar product. Shame on Larry, but I've never sat through any of the training.
Well, the Miramar product, it goes, the Miramar and then into the Challenger line.
Right.
The reason that we brought in the Miramar is we build several different smaller floor plans. The 35-foot floor plan is a very, very big seller for us and you. We do build a 37-1 Miramar.
Is it on a different chassis?
No, it's on the same exact chassis. Actually, the Challengers are on a 24,000-pound chassis,
right?
And the Miramars are all on 22,000-pound chassis until you get to that 37-footer, and we build that on the 24,000-pound chassis.
Now I know you don't rep the Outlaws, but that's on the 26,000 pounds.
Yeah.
See,
but we gotta have. Yeah, but Larry,
a little bit of knowledge is dangerous.
That's right. Yeah, but that Outlaw is for people that put the bikes in the back and
Got to have a heavier GVWR.
They do.
Because you could physically have to put rocks in there,
That's it. You haul Bibles in from Mexico and make a living on the side.
The Giant Recreation World doesn't have any knowledge of this. We don't have a time. It's not acceptable, folks.
Just kidding, guys.
Yes. We are being listened to.
Oh, Lord.
So, I hope we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to be here with all these reps. I mean, they're here training, and I obviously need to sit in some of it.
Larry, you've been doing this since most people were
I know,
elementary school.
but again, it's all getting all mixed up in my brain. So, Kevin, how long have you been with Thor?
I've been in the industry 27 years, and this is my third job I've ever had. I've been with Thor 10.
That's unbelievable.
Well, actually, believe it or not, next month starts my 10th year with Thor Motor Coach. And my territory is Tennessee South and Mississippi East, those 7 states.
They're all the best.
And
we're most of them free states.
That's right. Most of them are free states. we have to be careful on the podcast with that, Larry.
Well, that's true. The podcast could be, international.
Yeah, it could.
But our radio listening audience is free states. That's right. So that's awesome. So, what's new and what's coming around new? Anything
What's coming up new, is we're introducing what the whole key is lighter, making them lighter to offer more carrying capacity. That's been the main focus on us. And what I could tell you, I like to keep things simple, and what we've noticed, with the supply chain issues and all the stuff you're aware of.
100% aware.
It's been a
nightmare.
It has been. And what we've noticed is, the ice cream stores that had 35 flavors of ice cream, right?
Right.
When they do the math, 3 flavors do 98% of the business. Mm-hmm. So that's what you're starting to see in the RV sector is we're starting to streamline down to the floor plans. Instead of offering floor plans that aren't turning, we're having to take that labor pool, okay, and place them into the floor plans that are turning. So we're not building as many floor plans any longer. We're only building 3 floor plans of Miramar now, 3 floor plans of Challenger, and all of them are really good floor plans, and they meet everybody's lifestyle.
I've also noticed another trend is, like in the old days, you used to have 3 or 4 different interior wood colors, and all of that seems to be gone.
Yeah, we got 2.
Yeah.
We got 2.
You have to have a choice when you're in the high end.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have 4 like the old days. It's 2, Interior colors, maybe. How many?
2.
See?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then you have 3 paint choices on the outside, and they're all full body paint.
Yeah.
We use Sickens paint, which a lot of people, they don't know the difference between Sickens or BASF but what Sickens is used for is like the high-end yacht business, and the paint never hardens. So we do a 3-3-3, we do a 3 coats of base, 3 coats of striping, 3 coats of clear. And that paint, why we do that is for long-term usage for customers. Because what'll happen when your paint hardens, and, believe it or not, people don't realize it. It's never really noticeable to the naked eye. But what'll happen is your sidewalls will expand and contract when it's, it could be 45
in the sun,
75 during the day.
And in the sun, especially some of the darker colors that are painted.
So 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road, that's where you're cracking and your chips in the paint will come up, and stuff. And that's what Sickens is all about.
I understand.
Is it never hardens.
For those people that don't know, too, and every time you put a coat of paint or clear, you have to wet sand it.
You have to wet sand all the edges.
So you went through, you said 9 coats, so that's 9
total
sets of
coats,
9 sets of wet sanding, and that's why when you walk up to that Challenger and you take your finger across the sidewall and you go across those different colors of paint, you feel nothing.
The main thing, the one thing that if you don't mind, can I
go right?
One thing that we pride ourselves on is the most important part of anybody's house is their foundation. Mm-hmm. And one of the most important parts of our motorhome is our chassis. And with the upfitting that we have through MoreRide with our chassis, every chassis that we build the house on is specifically designed for that house. So it's basically a blueprint built chassis. Yes, it's a Ford chassis, but with the upfit system through engineering is if I build a 37 FH, right? I got a bath in the back, a half bath in the middle, and I've got slides in different areas and water tanks and gray tanks and black tanks and so forth. Each one of our chassis are upfit for the actual floor plan. And I'm not going to say this without being sure of myself, but I do build the safest, best riding and driving gas motorhome in existence.
There you go, folks. Hey, if you don't believe them, come on in.
Come on down and test drive one now. I'm here over the weekend, and come on down to Palm Bay, Florida.
Yeah.
And I'll take you out myself. I got to have a salesperson. I'm not insured.
Probably. Our insurance company may question that.
Yeah, Chris. I better.
But, hey, the old sales guy here, feel the wheel, seal the deal. That's all I'm saying. That's old school. I love old school, Just like them old adages, there's so much truth in all of them.
There's a lot of truth to that because, it's about comfort level.
Yeah.
The driver, I hate to say it, is the most important person in that RV. Your family's riding behind him.
I know when I take my family out, I'm driving the RV. Mm-hmm. But I get a lot of joy when I'm just looking in the rearview mirror and they're having fun. They're playing board games or whatever, together as a family. And I'm also happy that I'm not white-knuckling it and worried and being pushed all over the road because the quality products that we represent are engineered to where they're not what they used to call wobbly boxes.
That's right.
Those old Winnebago Chieftains and stuff like that were true enough wobbly boxes. Go down the highway and you use 3 lanes, especially in a side wind. There was no engineering in them old Dodge chassis.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is right.
I am right.
It's scary too. Yeah. Driving like that.
White knuckle it the whole way, hoping you get to your destination before you don't. That's not the RV lifestyle of today, and I'm happy to say it. And it's manufacturers like you represent is because of it. Yeah. Also the all the user friendly stuff now in the RVs. They're made for Bluetooth and internet and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, they are. We even do a feature in Miramar Challenger that I like to make sure that the salespeople are covered. How important are customers' pets, man? Come on.
There is no more important than
I go to an RV show. I see dogs and strollers and kids on leashes.
Yeah,
man,
right.
And so we have a feature, that like if a customer's plugged in at a campground, because we know that 99% of the camping's in warmer weather. Mm-hmm. If that's not the case, then why is every campground in Florida full right now with everybody from up north?
They are.
With the winter they've had, right?
True story.
So what happens when you're plugged in at a campground and that inverter picks up zero shore power, it activates what we call temp start. Okay, and what that is that if the thermostat is set at 75 degrees, okay, and the inverter picks up no shore power, and the air ambient temperature modules throughout the coach, where there's one in the living room area, one in the bedroom area, and they pick up 80, it's going to fire up generator, cool the coach down to the desired temperature, and shut off all on its own. We've nicknamed that a puppy saver, and that's very important for people that travel, and they're staying in a campground and it's 100 degrees outside. And it's sad to say, if I open a door on your lot, if I came into your lot, okay, right, June or July, and I took a puppy and put it in that motorhome and shut the door, 3 hours later, you got a bad situation.
That's not good.
It's not good.
That's not acceptable to me, folks.
No. And so we,
that's another diesel.
That's a high-end feature.
I know a lot of them. It works off the battery to where if the battery starts getting weak, the generators on diesels will start up.
And we do that as well. It's
right.
It's time, temp, and voltage. So
perfect.
Yeah. And these are features that we're incorporating in a gas motorhome that people aren't used to hearing about till they're spending that $400,000, $500,000, $600,000.
That's a fact.
And so it's the thing. Who we are.
Those are benefits. The features that are major useful. And that's, I'm learning so much in these last few days. I appreciate all the efforts. I'm looking forward to our year to come relationship, all for just right across the board. I want to continue to be one of those premier partners. Is that what it's called?
Premier partner, man.
Premier partner.
Prestige.
Oh,
that's it. Sorry. God, I work for it.
It's unbelievable.
I'm going to give you trouble.
Yeah, well,
prestige
when you're
partner.
Prestigious, you're also premier.
Yeah, that's right.
We're both.
It's a synonym. What
it is? Hey, thank you so much, Kevin.
Larry, thanks for your time, man. I mean that. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a short message.
Need a golf cart? Check out Icon and Epic at GSV, Giant Specialty Vehicles, part of Giant Recreation World. The most affordable on the market. More than golf carts, the hottest electric neighborhood vehicle. Fastest in the industry. Top speeds at 25 miles per hour. Four-wheel disc brakes, seat belts, full color digital display, speedometer, odometer, charge meter, and more. Plus, all Epic cars have higher impact glass windshields and upgraded seats with matching body color stitching. New inventory, colors, and styles at GSV at Giant Recreation World in Winter Garden or online at giantrecreationworld.com.
Welcome to RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.
All right. Hey, we're back. Wasn't that a great interview?
That was good.
I learned a whole lot about Thor, which I always do. What a great product. Yeah, the Challenger is my favorite gas Class A motorhome
Yes.
that we
agree.
offer. That thing is bad to the bone, people. So make sure you come out and see them. We got them priced cheaper than everybody. Why? Because we're Larry.
Everybody loves Larry.
That's why.
Giant Recreation World.
So my producer guru gave me a little bit of content
Oh, yeah.
that we can touch on for this final segment.
Which
And,
I got to say, I love having these reps here, though. Having
yeah.
these guys with that knowledge, it really is something to have what they can just offer to the experience. It really is great.
Well, there's an old close that this was taught back in the day in sales. You know,
Oh, yeah?
they called it the piece of paper close.
Oh, what?
And I'd be like, what's that?
What?
So let's say the presentation that you just got
Okay.
from the sales rep.
Right.
We were talking about those manufacturers reps.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
Let's pick any one of those, and they only gave us some bullet points.
Right.
Imagine if they did a 1 or 2 hour, presentation.
Presentation. Oh,
They can easily do
I'm sure.
to you.
I mean,
So you take what you think you learned and you put it on that piece of paper, right?
Okay.
Then you go home and you have dinner. You fold the paper in half. Say, let's say you forgot half of it.
Okay.
Then you're in watching your TV show. You fold it in half again. You forget. So now that's what you have. Now that's what you remember.
Now that's
Right.
I got you. Okay.
Then you go to bed. We'll fold it in half again, and so on and so forth. So, but by the time you're done, that piece of paper is very small, and that's the amount of information you actually retained. And then the people that wanted to go home to think about whether they wanted to buy it or not are going to make a decision based on that little bit of information.
Just that little
And they
tiny.
had all the information right there, and the person giving it, where they could have asked some questions
Oh, yeah.
and things like that. That would help cement the decision to purchase that particular one.
Okay.
So it fits all your things.
Okay.
Another thing, training, is that they try to tell you not to show more than 3 or 4 units, because then they all mix together in their heads, and they want to buy one that doesn't exist.
Right. Right.
Well, I want that one that had a huge bedroom and the huge living room and a huge bathroom. And but sir, you're looking at 25-foot travel trailers,
Yeah.
and
They don't have all.
they don't have one of those like that. Well, I saw it. Yes, sir. Well, let me show you these again.
Let's slowly walk through these now. Well, not this is it.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Yeah, that's how we shop.
That's how we do. So, if you really made the decision to make a purchase,
Right.
make it at the time that you know most about it.
Got you.
That's
You've
all.
got
That's
it.
my best advice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you on that. That's pretty good.
That's all. If you're learning lifestyle, that's great. They'll teach you how to enjoy the RV, and then try and marry you with the floor plan and the capacities and the sleeping arrangements and all that
Yep.
that meet your criteria. And
Yep.
if you don't know that your criteria, they will ask you.
Yeah, they'll ask you about it.
Yeah, it's all good. So,
What you
you've
got?
asked me, what's the proper way to clean the RV?
What you got?
This is a sticky wicket.
Okay.
Before that, though, I wanted to talk about my start in the RV business way back I was actually in school, and I think I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
My dad used to pay me out of his pocket, which is probably child labor, but I don't know. $4 a unit to wash the RVs on the
Oh, wow.
and I would get out there with a bucket full of soap suds and water that was strapped to a hand truck,
Yeah.
and a big, basically a scrub brush on a mop stick, right?
Wow.
And I would wash it in a regular hose, not even a power washer or nothing. And I would physically wash them one after the other. And it probably took me almost an hour for each one,
Wow.
right? And I didn't clean the roof and stuff, by the way.
Hey,
So again, that's
still that.
dating myself.
Oh, yeah.
But
still.
I found my own personal success story in washing them was first you have to get them wet.
Okay.
So you have to rinse them off pretty good.
Get a good wash down.
Before,
Right.
and then that's that way when you put the suds on, it doesn't dry real quick.
Gotcha. Doesn't get you scrape or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, makes them ugly. It gets just that soap scum on there.
Yeah, man.
And you only do like parts at once.
Oh, okay.
Don't overdo it, or it will start drying on there. And it doesn't rinse off.
So you got to do like a whole soapy area, rinse, then do another soapy area. I'm with you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you always rinse in the direction that you're going.
Okay. Yeah.
So you don't throw
The suds back the other way.
stuff you already closed off.
Nice. That's a good pointer. Yeah, man.
Yeah, those are like inside info.
I tell you.
But if products, they sell them,
Mhm.
but you don't want to use super harsh things.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there a certain cleaner type of deal? Do we sell a certain cleaner after
Absolutely, we do. We don't really push it.
Okay.
But again, you can actually just use dish soap.
Yeah.
Just like you would if you're at home doing your car.
Right.
The specialized products, which I do actually recommend, is the wash and wax products that you have to get it.
That's got both of them in
Yeah.
there. A wash and wax.
A wash and wax.
I like
it
that.
gives it a little bit of shine when you're done with it.
There you go.
And usually they have some sun protectant in them,
Okay.
and all that to keep it from doing that.
Yeah, man.
The interior, including the roof. Now, I don't suggest you get up on the roof and clean it because it gets very slippery up there, and it's a fall hazard.
Yeah.
At our
Very
dealerships,
dangerous.
we have fall prevention. In other words,
That's right.
we have apparatus that we put on, the
Mhm.
4-part harness,
Okay.
and in case we do fall, it gently lays us down to the ground.
Yeah.
So-
There you go. That's what you need almost when you're up there because it's
It
dangerous.
does get slippery.
Yeah,
Just imagine standing in your bathtub,
Yeah.
and soaping it and soaping it and soaping it, and how slippy that gets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then walking around on it.
That's right.
I mean,
And that's a long fall, like your bathtub. Although that bathtub's done plenty.
oh,
of
you ain't kidding.
Sure. You get to all the dirt, the grime, the debris I've talked about before. You pull your slides in. If you don't have a slide cover, you have to get up on the top of the slide and clean all.
Oh, yeah. Make sure that's cleaned out because that's a big one. That is.
Because if it's got that on the outside, when you pull it in, it's on the inside.
That's fact. Yeah. And they'll squish it in there, mess it all up.
And stuff.
Yeah.
It can be bad.
Oh, yeah.
Got to clean the interior and as well as the exterior.
Mhm.
It seems like sand and stuff like that gets inside them very easily.
Yeah.
Because the living area is so much smaller. So if you have a family of 5 like I do,
Yeah.
they're going in and out and in and out, and before you know it, you got to sweep the thing out big time. Some RVs come with a built-in vac system,
Mhm.
which are very convenient.
Oh, there you go.
Some RVs, like the fifth wheels and stuff, it's common to have basically a thing you sweep it into.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a power dustpan.
That's what I've seen. I thought that was pretty neat. Yeah, you just kind of sweep it over to the little crack tin. Yeah, I like that
If
one.
not, those little rechargeable like shark vacuums
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the little guys.
Real good.
Yeah, man.
They'll fit right inside the cabinet.
Yeah.
Those are really good. We do sell products in our finance department that makes it so you don't have to wax it for 5 years. I highly recommend that if you get a full paint body unit.
Right, you get a nice paint job on it.
Those paint jobs that they put on them RVs with all the swirlies and stuff like that.
Right.
You know that they cost like $15,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, just for the paint.
I thought it was just a decal on there. Those are all painted on there? Whoa.
It's got the full body paint. Yes, sir.
Man.
And it's expensive. So
Just
really want
man.
to protect that. And that stuff keeps the sun from checking it.
Destroying any of that stuff. Yeah, the fade.
It just really helps it out. And they also have the interior, which
Okay.
makes it basically a stain treatment and all that. It
Gotcha.
also kills any of the mold and mildew. It's an enzyme that
Oh, that's very
kills with that. So it's really good.
So I'm sure yeah, and if you got to put it into storage, of course you
Right.
clean all those areas, kill all your mildew.
We call that product EcoPro,
Okay.
by the way. So make sure that you ask about it if you don't have it.
Eco
So come visit us. We'll tell you all about it. We'll let you
that's
see
great.
the video.
Yeah, man. See how it all works on there.
You know,
Yes, sir.
if there's a video for it, that means it's intense, right?
Right, man.
But don't forget about the undercarriage. Get up underneath there now
Right,
again.
right.
Clean it. Just hose.
Okay.
It off. That's good enough. But make sure when you're under there, you're wearing eye protection. Because guess what? You're spraying up. Guess what?
Yeah. Oils, greases, and all kinds of good stuff.
Terrible, terrible. That also includes cleaning your holding tanks.
Oh, yes. Got to flush those out on the constant.
Yes, if you do not have the automatic built-in tank flusher system,
Right.
then you have to buy what they call the wand.
Oh.
Yeah, the wand.
You got to shut it down.
It's basically a 3 or 4 foot long stick. They're made out of PVC with a hole in the side of it down at the bottom.
Okay.
And you hook it to your hose. You stick it down there, and you turn it. You turn the stopper on, and you're rinsing the inside of the tank out.
Flushing it all out.
Right through the toilet. Yeah.
That does not sound like an exciting job there.
Well, it is what it is.
It's all part of the problem. Yeah.
You know, but you do that
That's all the problem.
until basically the tank's all the way full again.
Okay.
That shooting stream out of the side of that wand is like a direct hose shot, you know?
Gotcha.
And it cleans the inside of the tank and the probes.
Is it getting like down to the sidewalls? Is that what that is? That's what that sprays? Gotcha.
Sprays right inside the tank.
Okay.
So and it's necessary because if you don't keep those probes clean, they get a layer of muck on them. Then they'll read full when
Right, and then it's malfunctioning and gotcha.
Yeah. Or you can call the dump guy or whatever.
Right, and he'll come in.
Come out for hundreds of dollars, you know.
Yep. He'll spin the PVC pipe for you.
No, he actually goes in through
The other side, the back end.
through the exit.
Yes.
You know, if you're going through the toilet, it's going through the entrance.
The RV propped up.
But yeah, he goes through the exit, and his thing shoots a fan that's like 50 feet wide. I mean, it's a big deal.
Wow.
Some people just do that every year just cause.
Okay. Just
Other hacks,
clean.
you know, but when instead of dumping your half melted ice out of your cooler when you get about to leave, dump that down in the holding tank and leave it in there. And that means driving around sloshing.
Oh, with the ice and sloshing. Whoa, man, that was a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. Yeah.
Our parts and accessory store sells some of the best chemical solutions there are to put down in.
Yeah. I remember we talked about the enzymes.
Enzyme and the deodorant. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, the enzyme actually eats that.
That's what that just eats it all
the
up.
solids.
Yeah. And that's just so it flushes off, gets off the sidewalls easier.
Flush it, yes. It flushes all out.
Good for you.
You know. And then the last thing you flush is what they call the gray tanks.
Yes, sir.
Because it cleans out your your sewer hose. At
the end, anyways, yeah.
With your soapy bath and
soapy water, yeah. So it's I got you. So you're getting that last push of clean ink products after the sewage removal.
Wrap it when you're done with it. You don't have any
leftovers,
hidden damage, so to speak.
That's funny. Oh, wow, man, that's a pretty good one. I like that one.
But if you have a storage area that for all those kind of stuff, make sure you clean them up because no matter how much you try and clean those hoses,
there's still something.
Some issues.
Yeah.
And what kills biologics? Bleach.
Little bleach.
Oh, yeah.
Throw it through, and that's
A
it.
little bleach in there. Always good. Not too much. But,
Not too much.
Tires. I've highly recommend the tire Shine.
Right.
You spray it on.
Oh yes, yeah.
It keeps your tires lasting longer because that also UV protects it.
UV protects.
And that's what causes the dry checking.
Yeah, and that's what they say. Short of making it look nice with the shine, it just protects. Gets that UV protection. Yeah, man.
Units in storage. I've already said it. Get some tire covers.
Yes.
They're made.
Yep. Block the sun
over
completely.
The tire.
Yeah. Man.
Not like a spare tire on the back, but it actually goes right over the tires, kind of like a half moon shaped thing, that just drapes over the tires but won't blow off.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. That is a good thing for storage.
What else we have to do to clean? Oh yes, make sure you walk around with a can of white lithium grease and shoot your locks, all your locks with a little bit of that, so it keeps it lubricated so they don't freeze up on you.
Yeah.
On all your baggage doors.
Those are good ones. Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah. And rust prevention, right? Like going around and checking all for the rust prevention, wipe those clean.
Very common too, especially on a travel trailer. It seems like wherever a screw or one of those nylon ties is screwed into the chassis, anywhere that screw is, it seems like it causes rust.
Something there.
And that's actually the two different kind of metals together will cause
just erosion and oxidation. Yes, sir.
So with that being said, go buy yourself a can or two of that undercoating.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's about the most easy to apply and the cheapest.
Okay.
You know, and when you're under there, you don't have to be particular.
Right. You just got to go heavy with it.
Never put that on anything that gets hot. Like, keep your exhaust system. If it's rusting, it's fine.
It's all right.
There's no way to treat it.
Yeah.
Now, there may be. I don't know. It's unbeknownst to
Just
me
don't put that
is,
stuff.
you know.
Put that.
But I know they do sell stainless
Yeah.
exhaust systems for a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
If you want that, go.
That's right. Remember the old cherry bombs? Put a little cherry bomb on the back of your RV, did you?
Cherry bomb back in the day.
Exhaust system? Yeah. Should start selling those on the RVs.
Well, the RVs have a proper exhaust.
Right.
What I did when I installed the cherry bomb on my Toyota 4x4 truck,
Yeah.
was messed up the ratio because
Right.
I took out the catalytic converter, and it's supposed to have a specific amount of back pressure
Right.
and all that. So I made it run worse.
Yep.
And it sounded cool.
Yeah. I've seen the same. Yes, sir.
The RVs also have the big catalytic converters and stuff. That
Yeah.
You have to make sure that nobody steals.
Yep. Keep an eye on those people.
And because they just cut them out and they're located before the exhaust, you'll know yours is gone is when you start it and it sounds like you got a cherry bomb.
Click, 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 click.
All right. Hey, folks, we're winding down. I had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
I think next week we'll talk about some of the must-have camping gadgets that are out right now.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe even some good gifts for the mom.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. Camping gifts for mom.
Real quick, before we end,
Yes,
guess
sir.
what we have right now?
What do we got?
Hell of a sale. Get on the website and click on that banner and you'll see what I'm talking about.
That's right.
We'll be back next week. Bye.
Attention, all 2022s have to go. New adventures and new destinations in a new RV from Giant Recreation World. No payments for 90 days and no money down. Motorhomes, travel trailers, toy haulers, fifth wheels, and golf carts too. Have a trade? Get top dollar now. And if you need service, parts, or a rental, Giant Recreation World has you covered. Shop at GiantRecreationWorld.com or visit their 3 locations. The only RV dealer in Central and North Florida with a nationwide RV warranty forever. GiantRecreationWorld.com.
RV Hour, powered by Giant Recreation World.